every bite you take is actually making you sicker or making you healthier. Your body knows what you did. You can't get away with it, all right? So all right, so I'm here to answer your questions yet again. Yesterday I had an important call from a lab and I had to get off, so I'm back again because I have a spot open. And let me pull up your questions for you. Hope you guys are doing awesome so far in the new year. Hope you've been drinking your smoothies, working on your health. New Year's a great time for a fresh beginning, right? So hope you guys are all doing that. Now, for those of you who are wondering where are these questions coming from and why isn't she answering my questions? So if you post your questions into the direct feed, most of the time we lose them. There's thousands and thousands of people in this group. So we have it organized where if you go to the announcements section, you'll see a post that looks like this. Let's see. Okay, and it says, ask all healing questions here. So what we do is whenever we have a chance, we pop on live and grab your questions and answer them, as many as we can in a session. So here's where I left off. All right, here I go, ready to go. So Nishwa asks, hi, Dr. G. I've started the healing protocol, but once I cheated on it. Now I'm thinking I've lost all my progress or not. I'm sure it may delay, but one mistake doesn't put me at ground zero, right? So first of all, there's a couple things there, right? Number one is the idea of cheating. There is no cheating when it comes to healing or when it comes to eating. You know, when you think about cheating, cheating usually implies that you didn't follow the rules, but you got away with it, right? That you were still able to achieve a result without actually doing it, right? You cheated on somebody by copying someone's exam, but you got a good grade as well, right? Doesn't work that way. Every bite you take is actually making you sicker or making you healthier. Your body knows what you did. You can't get away with it, all right? So I don't like using the word cheating. You either did it right or you hurt yourself, right? Now, how much damage was done? I don't know. And that's the most honest answer I can give you is I don't know. Let me shut off my sound here. Because there are times where people eat a poor meal, they feel badly, and then the next day they kind of can get themselves back to where they were. And then there's other folks who have a few days of feeling really badly before they can get themselves back. So it really depends how far along you are in the healing process. I don't think you're ever back at square one because you've learned something, right? So you started doing the program, you were feeling better, and then you went off plan and you don't feel well. You've now learned something. As I said in the last Q&A, that's an experiment, that's research. So you did your research, now commit again. So don't let yourself stress and worry, did I undo a little bit? Did I undo all of it? That is just going to make you anxious and it's actually going to demotivate you. Say, you know what? I went off plan, I didn't like how that felt, and now I'm going to dedicate myself 100%. Always use the things that go wrong as research to plan better. So why did you go off plan? How can you protect yourself next time? But put all your emotions in your success. This is a thing that we work on a lot in my rapid recovery group because I find that the way people think about the things happening to their body and the way they think about the decisions they make affects dramatically how motivated they are. So for example, if somebody has a bad day, maybe they've been feeling better and better and better and better and better, and then one day they're in pain. If someone goes, oh my God, I'm in pain, I guess I wasn't healing after all, they're more likely to give up. Versus going, wow, I had 5 great days before I had another day of pain. This is working, I'm doing so well. If I'm in pain today, that just means I need a little more rest today. Maybe I pushed myself harder because I was feeling well, right? How we interpret the things that happen to us dramatically affects how much you push yourself. And if I'm going to get somebody dramatically better in 6 weeks, you better believe that I'm up here most of the time helping them interpret what's happening and stay motivated, right? So when you have a bad day, that's something I really work on with people in terms of like, if you mess up, if you go off plan, don't put emotions into that, put your intellect to that. What triggered me to eat something I know is making me sick? How do I protect myself in the future? So you use it for analyzing and planning and put all your emotions into when things go well because that's motivating. All right, so be proud of yourself every day, every time you do something right. That's going to keep you moving forwards. All right, so I hope that really helps you. Michelle, all right, I have an appointment coming up in 2 weeks. I've been waiting 6 months to get one. They're very busy, those rheumatologists. I have a positive ANA and had some pretty frequent kidney pain, pain in my upper leg and in my knees. Strange, I know most of my pain has diminished since starting this, but I'd like to know what kind of questions should I ask to ensure that I'm A, finding out what the issue is, and B, make sure that I'm tracking to see that I'm healing. Currently, I'm drinking a green smoothie every day and eating a cooked meal that's oil-free and vegan at night. Still have the rosacea though. So it seems like there's a lot to unpack in this questions. So the first thing is really you want to know whether or not you're asking the right questions and getting the right tests to track your healing. Realize that most rheumatologists aren't used to their patients actually healing. So they're not going to interpret what's happening with you in terms of you getting better. It's just not the way they operate because it's not their experience. That's why it takes 6 months to see a rheumatologist, because they're so busy, because people don't get better, right? So that's an important thing to realize, that they're not going to come from the same mindset as you, unless it happens to be one of those rheumatologists that refer to me. That's a different story. Then they are excited and expect to see recovery, right? But if you're seeing somebody who's not done that research, is not interested in that, or not educated in it, they're not going to really have answers for you. So what do? Well, the most important thing you can track then is, what are the markers that show that you were sick in the past? Are they getting better? So the most important thing is to track your symptoms, right? So if your pain is going down, you're getting better. If your skin is clearing up, you're getting better. If your energy has gone up, you're getting better, right? Those are all things that happen as you're healing. The other thing you can track are labs. Which labs tend to be bad for you? Now, for some people, their labs get better really fast. We had somebody in my last rapid recovery group who had been eating the vegan junk food. She went on plan, and in 2 weeks, her inflammation markers and her dsDNA antibodies were in half in 2 weeks. For other folks, they can become 100% symptom-free, where they feel the best they've ever felt in their lives, but they still have their antibody markers elevated for maybe 6 months until those go off and die on their own. So labs are less important than the clinical, which is your symptoms, because many of you can probably attest, most people feel sick for years before their labs catch up, and sometimes the reverse is true. So the most important thing to track is your symptoms. And the second thing you can track, if they are applicable to you, is your disease markers. So they definitely shouldn't be going up, and are they turning a corner and coming down? Is your inflammation markers coming down, or your antibodies coming down? So those are the things that you can look at. What was negative before? Is it getting better now? Negative is in terms of bad before. And if you're feeling like you're still struggling, you're not. So if the rosacea isn't healing, what do? You want to increase the healing foods, decrease the foods that aren't healing. So if you want to keep that cooked meal, maybe you need to double down on your smoothies, right? And if you're still not getting there, then you're going to try to take away that meal. But remember, I've said this before, your skin is the last organ in your body to receive nutrition and water. So if your skin is not healing yet, it's not getting all the nutrition it needs yet, which is why we hyper-nourish. We get more than we need. So make sure that you are doing that. Hope that helps you. All right. Another question from Michelle. Vanity question. What do you use on your skin again? You said it was a vitamin E cream. What brand? Cleanser. Your skin looks amazing. As I stated above, I have rosacea. So thank you. My skin looks amazing because of my health. So your nourishment, when you get yourself really nourished, to the point that your skin is nourished too, your skin's going to be able to repair damage better. So you're going to reverse aging. You're going to have really smooth and shiny skin. I don't use any foundations on my skin. I just use mineral makeups on my eyes, some lipstick, maybe a little blush, but all minerals, no foundation at all. Even when you've seen me in a movie or TV, I've never used foundation or powders on my skin. That's just coming from my nutrition, okay? So when you have really good health, all of your organs are healthy, including your skin. Cleanser, I don't use cleanser on my skin, very rarely. On a daily basis, I rinse my skin off with water. That's it. So I just rinse off with water. As again, I use mineral powders. Those come right off. For my mascara, I use one that has natural oils in it, but I'll use a little bit of vitamin E oil on or coconut oil on a cotton swab just to get the lashes. But on a regular basis, I just use water on my skin, on my face. And in the shower, we use a soap that's pure. The only ingredient is olive oil. It's olive oil soap. And so, of course, in the shower, I use that on my body. I don't just use water on my body. I use the olive oil soap. And maybe once a week or so, I might use the olive oil soap on my face as well when I'm in the shower. But otherwise, I just use water. For hydration, I like to use a vitamin E cream. You can either use a cream or I like the company Jason, Jason. They make inexpensive products that are really high quality. So for example, you can get their vitamin E gel. I like the one, I think it's 32,000 units. It's their strongest one. And you can mix that with a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil and spread that over your skin. It takes about 20 minutes to absorb in. You can do that. If your skin is actually doing really well and you don't need a lot of work on it and you just want a nice cream, Jason also makes a vitamin E cream. It's like 11 or 12 bucks for the container compared to hundreds of dollars for the high-end stuff. I'll use that, especially when I travel and I don't want to carry oils around. That's it. The key to having beautiful skin is having really, really good nourishment to your skin. So you'll get there. So follow what I told you to do and you will get there. All right. Oh, not letting me delete it. I'll work on that. Michelle, do you know if Metagenic ships to Canada? I reached out to the company directly, but they never responded. I'm using a 50 billion probiotic, but I'm still so bloated. And since I lost 15 pounds, I look slim but pregnant. Okay, so I don't believe you can use the US site to get to Canada, but I know folks have found probiotics that were made by the same company as Metagenics, but under different names in other countries. I don't know that off the top of my head, so maybe someone else from Canada can weigh in on that. So if the probiotic you're using isn't working for you, then try a different one. Also realize that some of your bloating is going to come from food bulk. There's a ton of fiber, and if you're doing the water as well for my protocol, you're going to have a lot of water food bulk in your stomach. It's normal to be bloated at the end of the night. Thomas and I are bloated at the end of the night because we eat so much and we're getting so much fiber. We don't wake up and go to sleep with lines on our stomach. We wake up with the lines, go to sleep with the pooch, right? So if that's happening to you, that's normal. That's what happens when you eat fiber-rich foods. That's okay. The other thing that helps with that is abs. I found when I get my abs really strong, then I don't really have issues with the bloating as much because that holds in my gut. When I've let go on my workouts and my abs have gotten looser, then I tend to bloat more. So that's something else that works to hold in the gut as well. Okay, let's see. So the next one here is, all right, tell you what, I got to answer one more and then I got to go. There's someone for us at the door that I need to talk to. So the last one we'll end with is Mary. I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, autoimmune. Is consuming 6 cups of kale or spinach in my smoothies okay to do daily? Yes, and do it. People with Hashimoto's have done so great. If you look through this group using the search engine, you'll find people with Hashimoto's who have reported that they've gotten off their thyroid medicine or dramatically reduced it, or even if they kept it at the same dose, they now have energy and they're losing weight and they feel healthy again, because you got to target the autoimmune disease, not just the fact that you're not making the hormones, okay? So I hope that helps. Definitely go for it. Make sure you're getting some iodine, either in salt or in a supplement or even something like seaweed, and that should help you. Now, don't forget, this Sunday, January 6th, are going to be my free classes where I teach my entire healing protocol for autoimmune disease, 100% for free, but you got to come, okay? So that's January 6th. I'm going to put a link under this video to make sure that you get to the class. If you can't make it live, which is great if you can make it live because you can ask me your questions live and I can answer them. But if you can't, at least sign up anyway so you get the replay sent to you. Don't miss your chance to learn exactly what you need to do to get your health back. See you there.